Hey everybody, it's Coach Jason. Hope you're doing well. So in my last video, and you'll see it in the description down below, I went over a sequence of tempo runs that are really great for cross-country, roads, track, and that simulate racing, which are really good options for training. And I have utilized them over the last 2 decades on athletes. Today I want to talk about, I'm looking at my training book here, workout progressions. Okay, I'm going to go over 3 workout progressions if you're training for like 8K, 10K, stuff like that, cross country or track or road. I want to give you 3 workout progressions, how one kind of builds into the next and builds into the next, and it helps you simulate, okay, and transition into faster training, so that you're not overwhelming yourself. It allows you to adapt to a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, so that you're not having to go out and run 6 times a mile and try to race pace. It makes sure that you're not training over your head, or your athletes are not training over their head, and that's an important piece of training. The last thing you want to do is too much, too hard, too soon, okay? And kind of run your best race 4 to 6 weeks early. So it's important to kind of hit things at the right time, which is why I emphasize periodization on a lot of my videos, which is an adaptation phase of 21 to 28 days to give your body a chance to adapt to a new training stimuli, okay? You want to catch your best races or your key races, your goal races, while you're still on the upswing, not when you've already surpassed your best block of training or block of performance. So with that said, I want to go over these. I think you'll find them interesting and enjoyable, okay? Let's go to the first one. Okay, I'm looking at my training book, okay? What you'll do, and before I do this, make sure you watch the 2 videos in the description, the first 2. There's a 1 mile time trial video, which tells you what you run for the 1 mile. It gives you a really good amount of data as to your abilities for like 3K, 5K, 10K, and on the flip side, 800 meters and 400 meters, based on what you run for that 1 mile. And the video below that is how to set the right training paces for yourself, for your athletes, based on that 1 mile time trial, to make sure that everybody's training in the appropriate training ranges, okay? Again, for recovery purposes, you don't want to be training. If you're a 6-minute miler, you don't want to be doing everything with the 5-minute milers, okay? If you're like a 5:30 mile, you don't want to be doing everything with the 4:30 miles. Your recovery is not going to be the same as theirs, and vice versa. Their recovery is not going to be the same as yours if you're the 4:30 and they're the 5:30. So it's important to be training at the right training zone so that you can progress appropriately. And if you're doing this stuff, you'll have a better chance at really making big jumps in performance. But you've got to be training at the right zones. You will get dragged along for certain things as well in training by the faster folks, and that's fine. But you've got to be recovering properly to make sure that you do that. So with that said, number 1, okay, after your warm up and your drills and strides and stretching and all that stuff, the first part is a 2-mile tempo, okay, which allows you to get the heart rate up. Okay, then you take a 4 to 5 minute active recovery, and then you're going to run 1 mile at your goal race pace for whether it's 8K or 10K. Okay, then you take a 4-minute active recovery, and then you run 8 by 300 meter efforts with a 100 meter jog after each one at a 5K pace or a little bit faster than 5K pace. Okay, so you've transitioned from tempo to race pace for 8K, 10K to race pace for 5K. You've gradually gotten faster. Okay, without overwhelming you, okay? How do you progress to the next one? The second workout, okay? You do a 2.5 mile tempo, let's say at the same pace. Only time you increase intensity of training and your training paces is if either a race or time trial indicates you're ready to increase your training intensity. Otherwise, it stay there until races indicate that you're ready to do that. Let races back up the training, okay? So 2.5 mile tempo, which is half mile longer than last time, 5-minute active recovery, then 1.5 miles at your goal race pace for 8K, 10K, 4-minute active recovery. The recovery is the same, but the increments are getting a little bit longer. And now 6 by 400 meters with a 100 meter jog at 5K pace or a little bit faster again. Okay, goal 5K pace or current to go 5K pace. So things got a little bit longer. And let's say you do these every 3 weeks and give yourself a block of training to let you get fit, improve your fitness to that point where you can handle a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And this is different than doing 6 times a mile with a 3-minute recovery at goal pace. Those workouts only make sense when you're fit enough to handle them and recover from them. Okay, that's why I break things down like this, because you'll have athletes or yourself might need to break it up into pieces before you transition into longer stuff. Okay, and the third one a 3-mile tempo at the tempo pace, okay? Get the heart rate up, okay? Take a 5-minute active recovery, and then you do 2 miles at the race pace, goal race pace for 8K, 10K. It's good to the race pace increment will feel a lot more manageable after you've already elevated your heart rate with a tempo run prior to it. You'd be surprised at how good you'll feel, your athletes would feel. Okay, so 2 miles at the goal pace, 4-minute active recovery, and now you have either option. You have an option of 8 by 400 meters with a 100-meter jog, or 10 by 300 meters with a 100-meter jog at 5K pace or slightly faster. Okay, so notice how you progressed. Each piece is 3 pieces. The tempo piece got gradually longer. The race pace block got a little bit longer. And then the shorter stuff, the faster stuff, the 5K pace or a little bit faster, you got a little bit more volume each time you did it. But that's a good sequence to follow. Okay, I'm gonna put the video that I put down below that I did before. This was tempo run sequences. You'll see that in the description down below too, because you'll see how you progress from one tempo to the next to the next. It's a progression like I just did in this video. I think you'll find it interesting too. So this is a great sequence to do. Like early season or approaching, like if you're at the end of preseason, approaching the early season, this is a great sequence that allows you to transition into the more intense block of training for mid-season when races really start to kick up and pick up. So I hope this was helpful. If you found it helpful and educational, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please support it. I would appreciate your support very much. And for those who've already done so and continue to watch my videos, thank you guys and gals. You're the best. I'm going to continue to put out more videos. Okay, but again, if you're a coach or an athlete, you just want to get a lot of detail, this channel is definitely for you. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and hit that notification next to it so you don't miss any videos that I'm going to be putting out moving forward. Okay, the one I'm going to do after this is combining tempo runs and cruise intervals. How do you do it? Okay, you're not going to want to miss that one. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Be safe out there. Train smart. Look out for each other. Talk to you next time.